Hello, hello, here is Augie again. Now, this video is going to be just a little bit longer than I actually thought it was going to be because things just kept coming and coming and coming, and I kind of thought I needed to get it immortalized. So here it is. Still short though, so hang with me here. If you like what you see in this video, please subscribe and click the bell next to it so you can get notifications when the next shows or videos come out. You're gonna love it, and so will we. It's gonna get a little deep, but here goes. Wouldn't we like to know what the future is gonna be like? Well, we actually can, and stay with me on this one till the end and you'll understand. But then the future is one thing, but what about the past? Do we really know the past? You know, looking in the history books, that's not going to help us much because we know that half of the stuff in the history books are lies. And we don't know which half. Think of it this way also. The director of the CIA under Ronald Reagan, he is quoted as saying, and yes, I quote it, when we find that everything the American public knows is false, we know our disinformation program is working. Think on that. All the things that you think you know, where did it just go? Maybe very little of it is actually true. Think on that. We are going through some very strange times right now, and dangerous times. And the awakening ones, they will prevail. There are two major plans being played out right now. One of them is a good one, and the other one is not so good. The good one is built into the fabric of space and time. And the other one is carried out by the people in high places of influence that think they own this place and they do not need us anymore because 20 years from now, all the jobs will be done by robots. Some of you will draw the connection on that one. But also, the sages and prophets of the old times, they have predicted what we are going through right now. They call it the end times. Some of them talk of a new age, a new golden age. They talk about peace, freedom for 1,000 years. And back then, when they wrote those predictions, 1,000 years, that was synonymous with eternity. Now, some of these people who made those predictions, they saw something, or they were in contact with something. They may have come from different timelines. In the past, there were many more timelines probably than it is now. And they have all culminated into this one that we are living right now. I've had a look at some of those timelines, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that because these times in the past, there were rough times back then, 100, 200 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Life did not mean that much. Hey, 200 years ago in the United States, if you stole somebody's horse, you would find yourself at the end of a rope. They would hang you. Yeah, there were rough times back then. Compare that to now. If you stole somebody's car, they would execute you. You get the drift? But also time does not mean much to the universal clock. A lifetime is only a few seconds on that scale. So between lifetimes, when you go back and evaluate what you did, you kind of judge yourself and your actions or what you did in this lifetime. You get to review everything you did. And you get to see, oh boy, did I screw that one up, but this was wonderful. And you may decide to go back and do another lifetime to work on the things that you know you did not learn in this lifetime. So you actually got the physical learning of it. So when you start that other timeline, when you go back, you'll have new experiences, but some of them are already planned out for you. And because you're always trying to become a better functioning human and a being of higher spiritual capacity, you are on a slow upwards track of spiritual growth. There will be dips in it, and there'll be gains in it, gains that you may lose because of something you do, or the dips, they can also disappear and you come back on track again. But you are on this upwards track. And this universal consciousness, the source of all things, has built into the system in such a way that there is an ultimate destination, with many other intermediate temporary destinations in between. Many of these destinations you visit along the way up the ladder, so to speak, in the different timelines, sometimes parallel each other. They go just parallel. Sometimes they come together, and they may split apart for a while and then come back together again. So it varies. And some of you have noticed that you might find yourself in a different timeline from different times, because things are different than it used to be. And then it kind of goes back to normal again. And that's called time slippage. See, the matrix we live in are set up in such a way that over many timelines and lifetimes, the people in those timelines are gaining more spiritual knowledge. They learn compassion. They learn unconditional love and insight into who we are and what we are. Now, also we're going to learn what existence is and what the universe is and the purpose of it all. So all of these timelines are moving forward and upwards in evolutions and the evolutionary track there towards one goal in one timeline. With other words, all timelines are converging into one timeline, which that's reaching into a place in linear time where we are arriving at an intermittent goal right now. This goal is one of higher spiritual understanding, acknowledgement of truth, gratitude for existence, and advancement of consciousness out of the fourth dimension where we are into the fifth dimension or higher. Some of us may not need to spend any time in the fifth dimension because we do understand what we are, who we are, and what is in the different dimension, and we understand more of the spiritual world. So we don't really need to stay in the fifth much, or if there at all. Now, also, this joining together of the timeline is reaching a place within linear time that is now, or in the near future, the very near future. It appears as the majority of timelines are about to join. There also appears as there may be a few timelines that probably will never join us. And that may be a good thing, thinking of the kind of people that will remain in those different timelines there. They may be beyond repair. And I'm good with that. We don't need them. Anytime after our timelines have joined, the unveiling of truth and the acceleration of consciousness will occur. I believe also that that is the time when the extraterrestrial races will return to Earth. And in the words of Jean-Luc Picard, that's called first contact. And we are really close. Also, though, quantum mechanics and even logic with higher conscious thinking and some spiritual knowledge actually support me in this. We exist in many different timelines and and our consciousness keep gaining experience and knowledge to advance on the spiritual ladder to higher consciousness. The different choices we make in our timeline now are becoming less and less relevant as the timelines progress and join together. It becomes one. Free will still exists though, but whatever choices is made, it will not change the destination of our timeline. It creates interesting experience on the road to that destination of 5D or higher, but that's all it is, experiences. The destination will be there for us. All possibilities of future outcome and results of thoughts and action ends up in one place. That's the destination, the unveiling of truth, raising of consciousness, and the going away of the psychopathic rulers of the world. That also would be a good thing. The awakening of the people globally is inevitable. It will happen. Nothing can stop it. Or as the saying goes, nothing can stop what is coming. We have heard that term before. So it is designed into the matrix of the fabric of space and time, which we are the creative part of in this physical existence. And we will create this awakening. It is our destiny. This is what we must keep in our mind. Think on it. Meditate on it. Do it often. And for those of you that is part of the mastermind group that we have, watch the recordings so you can relive the present moment of the creation each time we do a session. And for those of you that is not a member of the mastermind group, you should be. Because of what we predominantly allow to dwell in our mind is what we are going to have in our life. And because of that, my conclusion is that we have won. Many just doesn't know it yet. Linear time or the perception of it just have not caught up yet. So we are going to get there very shortly. Nothing can change the good things we have waiting for us at the destination. But there will be some interesting times on the way there. Remember also what I said. This awakening is designed into the matrix of the fabric of space and time, which we are the creative part of. We will create this awakening. It is our destiny. And that is what I saw in my timeline. See, since we are the creator in our existence, we need to really be concerned about what do we create in our mind with our thoughts and our actions in the physical. Do we create something that will help raise us to the level where we will be able to accelerate consciousness to a higher level? We need to think about this. So, and that is one of the things we do in the mastermind. So if you want to know more about that and come and check it out, send us an email to themastermindconnection@gmail.com. themastermindconnection@gmail.com. So after saying all that, I would say one more thing, and that is that don't worry, things are going to be okay. Thank you for watching.